What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG, and we are back here today with another deck profile, and this time, it's for Blackwings. So, at the end of this one, we will have the combo as well, just like we're going to show off a standard 2-card combo. Technically 1.5 card combo, because it is essentially just Summon plus the Banish, like a Blackwing card to banish. Yes, we'll take you guys through that at the end, but we'll get into a profile for this one first. Ultimately, this list is pretty much just like a consistency is key, summon as much as you can, kind of link spammy style deck. You don't always need to open Summon. Of course, if you don't open Summon, it doesn't lock you into Darks, so we do have like a small little thing that you can make in that case. But let's get on into the deck profile for this one. As always though, before we do get started, please remember to drop down below and hit that subscribe button if you are new here, because we are always happy to have new people. And yeah, let's get into the profile for this one. Okay, so starting us off, we have the main deck, and of course, we have 3 copies, sorry, slide these up just a little bit. We have 3 copies of Summon. Card just like starts all your combos and stuff. You just need this and a Blackwing to banish. Typically it's not, or hopefully it's not Us to the Southwind. And you can just go like full combo. As long as nothing gets hit, you should be good to go. Yeah, just activates the Black Whirlwind, then trigger the summon. Good card. Then of course we have 2 copies of Us to the Southwind. Again, card very, very good. This is your second normal summon, so you use the Summon, search the Uster, then Uster brings back the Banish. Then we have 3 extenders. We have 3 copies of Chris, 3 copies of Bora, 3 copies of Gale, 1 copy of Hamartin, and 1 copy of Orishi. Those are your just free summon Blackwings, so you're just going to try and throw as many of them onto the board as possible and just keep comboing. It is effectively how this deck functions, is just everything says free summon, so you just keep summoning and summoning and summoning. Links get you more resources, so you can just keep playing. Then of course we do have the last Blackwing, the one that isn't the free summon, and that's one Zephyros the Elite. This card does become pretty important, so that you don't take that 1000 damage from keeping your Black Whirlwind on board. Your Zephyros can just bounce it back, gets you resources for later. Then we have some more free extenders for Wing Beasts, so we have 1 copy of Raider's Wing, and 1 copy of Singing Lanius. If you control an Xyz, free summon. If you control an Xyz, it can detach 1 to free summon. Both of these cards are just generically good extenders, so if you open... Typically you want to like special summon the Zephyros, but if you do open it, you can like just go with like a Raider's Wing, because Raider's Wing can just recur as well. You just need to find a way to get this Zephyros on the board or into your graveyard. Then we go into our PKs, so pretty slim down PK package. It's just 1 copy of Ancient Cloak and 1 Silent Boots. It's all you need to resolve the combo, so hopefully you don't draw any of them. Then, of course, we have some hand traps. These can always be switched, so it's 3 copies of Ash for now. You can, of course, switch these to whatever you feel like is relevant in your local meta. Then after this, we've got just our Dragoon package. If this does get hit on the ban list, you can just switch this out for either more hand traps or more consistency / extenders with the Blackwing line of things, but at the moment we're playing Dragoon, so we have 1 of each of these in the deck. This is a competitive build. Then we've got 3 copies of Allure of Darkness, start off our spell cards. Everything is dark, so consistency, good cards. Also sets you up with a Banish, so if you have like Uster and like another Blackwing, you can like allure away the other Blackwing, normal summon the Uster and then reborn it back. Can like skirt you around some things, but typically they will free summon anyway, so that's not super relevant, like not super important, but it is something that can come up. Then of course we have 3 copies of Black Whirlwind. Whenever you normal summon, gives you consistency, add whatever you would like. Typically you're not going to be adding like the big ones, because it does have to be less attack, but Black Whirlwind, if you open like this plus Summon and a Banish, and a Blackwing to banish, that is like a massive combo, so card very, very good. Then we have, of course, 3 copies of Forbidden Droplets. You can use it to send away your Black Whirlwinds on your opponent's turn to get those free negations. You can also discard some stuff in hand that you may not need. Say you maybe open like a Zephyros, you can use it to ditch the Zephyros. Then we get into our Power 1-ofs. We have, of course, the 1 copy of Red Eyes Fusion. We're playing 1 copy of Monster Reborn as well. This is the 40th card, so you can switch this for anything you feel is always relevant. And then we have 1 copy of the Phantom Knight's Rank Up Magic Force. So we're not playing the Infinity package anymore. Instead, we've switched it out for this package, which can get us a Ultimate Falcon. And the Ultimate Falcon, I feel as though, is just a little bit harder way out than the Infinity, so we've gone with this as our option. Then rounding out the main deck, of course, we have 1 copy of Fogblade, because it gets you those free negations, and 1 copy of Shade Brigadine, because it helps you link climb / Xyz plays. Okay, and next off we get into the extra deck. And so the Synchro package in this isn't as important as you would think it is in a Blackwing deck, but we are playing it anyway just because, like, Full Armor Master, the first card, is very, very difficult to out, and it can just, like, take full control of games, so we are playing this in the deck. Then, of course, after that we have the one copy of Rikiri the Rain Shadow. Can help you, like, Synchro Climb, also gets you that, like, little bit of pop. We have one copy of Joe as a free extender. Just lets you reborn from grave to level 5 or higher. In the situation where you like burn through these to get through the Full Armor Master, you drop a Joe on board and then you just get your Full Armor Master back again. Then of course we have one Savage. Again, because the Synchro package in this isn't as useful as you would think it is, the Savage doesn't really come up in standard combos. You can make changes to the deck though that would facilitate Savage to become more important if you do choose to do that. Then we have one copy of Dragoon after that, just Dragoon. We play Dragoon package, so Dragoon needs to be here. For our links, we of course have one copy of Wystrix. This card is really, really nuts for winged beasts, so good card, good card. We have one copy of Rusty. Again, everything's dark, so Rusty becomes good. One copy of Verte Anaconda. Again, Dragoon package. You've kind of got to play this when you're playing a Dragoon package. If you do elect to cut it, or it does get hit on the ban list, you free up some space in the extra deck. Maybe play some rank 4s that are all a little bit different, or you could play some different links and stuff. Then for the last of our links, we're playing one copy of IP Masquerena and the one copy of the new Underworld Goddess. If you do open, I think it's Simona, Banish, and Free Extender, you can just essentially use this package for free. If you don't, you do kind of get locked a little bit into awkwardly having to get rid of something good to use the Underworld Goddess, but it's a good card, so like if you're in a situation where it's useful, that's the line of play you can go down. And then of course we get into our Xyz, stuff that's really important. One copy of Forstrix, again, searches your entire deck, so good card. Also triggers off your Wystrix. Then we have one copy of Ultimate Falcon. This is what we're going to be summoning with the rank up magic. We're not playing the transitional piece in the 7. In situations where you do want to play that, you can probably either cut the Savage or the Abyss Dweller, which comes next. Essentially what you do in that situation is you make the Forstrix. You would use the rank up spell to go into the 7 instead of the Ultimate Falcon. Then you can IP Masquerena away the 7, and then use the 7's ability to bring out the Ultimate Falcon. It does let you dodge around this if you don't open the free extender. So it will be probably something I consider putting into the deck. I just couldn't quite find it. I may well cut the Savage or... I'd probably just cut the Savage, because the Abyss Dweller is very, very good in the current format, and you don't really need to make the Savage in this deck, because it's not super all over the place and important. Something else you can also consider cutting is this next package. It is one copy of Raider's Knight and one copy of Ark Rebellion. If you do switch over to that other line of play and playing the 7 and going that way, all of a sudden this doesn't become super important, because sometimes you do need to dump extra darks into your grave, and going Raider's Knight into Ark Rebellion when you're going first is something that can come up. However, I mainly hold this for like when on the next turn you can set up the Raider's Knight, go into the Ark Rebellion, and then just like attack through for game. It's one of the big reasons why this package is still here. Okay, so now I'm going to take you through the standard combo that I do in this deck. Typically, the Gale is probably the hardest, or anything that's not a level 4 makes things a little bit harder, so we've decided to go with the Gale for the example, just so it's not super like easy and clear. So starting us off, you're going to activate the Summon's effect, banishing out your Gale. So we'll put the banish pile just down there. And we'll go into our deck, and we're going to activate the Black Whirlwind, and then the effect resolves to normal summon. This will then trigger the Black Whirlwind to get us and us to the South Wind. We can then normal summon the South Wind, use the effects of both Black Whirlwind and the South Wind. So we're going to special summon the Gale, and then we're going to get ourselves either the level 2 or the level 1. For this time, we're going to go and get ourselves the 2 in Harmart in the Dust. We can then special summon the Harmart in the Dust, and we'll use, really in this situation, because you don't have the 2 4s, you can use any of these 3 to go into your Link 2. But because we need the center in this far zone, we're going to use the Haman and the Simon to go into the Wystrix. Wystrix effect can then trigger to special summon the level 4 Dark. We're going to, of course, get the Zephyros in this situation. Then we're going to link... Oh no, we're going to overlay. Sorry, I went to say link. We're going to overlay these two for the copy of Forstrix. You can use the Forstrix effect. Make sure you detach the Zephyros, otherwise you kind of screw up at this point. This will then also trigger your Y-Strix effect. So we're going to set the rank up magic, and then we're going to search. I would normally recommend, in this situation, searching the Seeing Latius over the Raider's Wing. Simply because the Seeing Latius can summon for free, whereas the Raider's Wing requires the detach. It's just something that I kind of go with, I guess. It's just kind of the way I play it. Also, the Raider's Wing gets banished, so having it for later is good. I don't know why I started shuffling there. So then you can like free summon this onto the board, use the Zephyros effect, bouncing the Whirlwind to get itself back to the field, and then we're going to go and link these two off, or these three off for the Rusty. I probably, no, we've misplayed a little bit there. We're a bit too early on that. We'll probably want to link these two off first into the Verte over here, just so that then we free up the extra zone over in this corner to go into the IP. Then we're going to go and link these off for the Rusty. The Rusty can now trigger. It's going to send the Ancient Cloak and set Shade Brigadine. Ancient Cloak can trigger to go and get you a cop. Where is he? Oh boy, there he is. Silent Boot. Silent Boot can of course special summon itself to the field, and then we can use that Shade Brigadine. Link these guys off for the Appaloosa. For the IP, sorry. If only we were summoning an Appaloosa in this situation. And then we can banish out the boots to go and get us. Don't know why I searched so much there, but we want to get ourselves the Fog Blade so we can have that set. So in our situation here, we have the rank up Magic Force, we have the Fog Blade, and then over here we have a bunch of Darks. So now, of course, the turn's over, so we're going to use that Verte effect. Don't want to summon any more. Going to get ourselves those three to the graveyard. Drop a Dragoon over to here. And then we've finished our setup. So we have enough Darks in grave to generate this into an Ultimate Falcon. Come to think of it, I said this earlier, but if you do play the 7, you can't actually use this because this locks you into Darks, so you would need to generate that 7 earlier. You may want to consider dropping this at some point. In fairness, I think this is the correct way to play it. I don't think there's a correct line with the way I talked about it earlier, so probably ignore that. Yeah, because you'll be locked into Xyz. Yes. It's an important thing. Now sitting here looking at it, that's why I made the correct choices that I did. And I feel as though they're correct. If you want to debate it, debate it. But, as always, I've been Ben from NolanTCG. Hopefully you enjoyed this Blackwing profile, and have a good afternoon, everybody.